Am I the butthole for refusing to let someone order an item off the menu? I'm a waitress at a restaurant chain known for their ice cream. Do with that what you will, and I have a semi-regular family that comes in every once in a while. Every time they come and they order their youngest child mac and cheese. The first time I served them, the child threw up all over the booth. I didn't think much of it, just that he was sick or had an upset stomach. I clean up the booth. The next time was the same thing. Mac and cheese then puke. Again in the booth and on the table. This is an every time occurrence. The kid orders mac and cheese then throws up. The kid never gets to the bathroom, and most the time he doesn't even make an attempt to leave the table. I believe once he started walking to the bathroom. This most recent time they came in, and I was their waitress, the child went to order mac and cheese again, and I asked the mom, "Is he okay to have that? He gets sick every time." The mom said, "Oh yeah, Kraft mac and cheese makes him sick, but he wants it." I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry but I don't think your child should order this if you know he's going to puke from eating it. And quite frankly I really don't want to have to clean up vomit tonight." The mom threw a bit of a fit, but when I said, "Why are you allowing your child to order a food that makes him sick, just to have someone else clean it up?" And the manager had come over and was agreeing with me, she ordered him chicken tenders and fries instead. Was I in the wrong for not wanting/allowing him to order the mac and cheese that makes him sick? I've shared this story with a few people and I've had some mixed reactions. Am I the butthole? Not the butthole. I have never heard of such a ridiculous thing. I can guarantee the mother isn't giving her child mac and cheese at home. But since she doesn't have to clean up the mess, she doesn't care. What confuses me the most is that the mom knows that the mac and cheese makes him sick and still lets him eat it. They sounds like bad parenting. Original poster replies, "That's what I'm saying, you're knowingly letting your child eat something that makes home puke every time? Don't let the kid eat it. I hope for your sake they don't try that again. You should warn the other waitresses for when they come in again." Original poster replies, "Everyone knows, they're literally referred to as the family with the mac and cheese kid. This is just terrible. You did the right thing. Good luck." Original poster did great. She is potentially stopping a deadly situation for that child, at least at the restaurant, like a lot of people are saying he could have an allergy. If it's undiagnosed, then hopefully original poster pointing it out will be a wake-up call for the mother to realize it's not normal his regularly violent reaction to the mac and cheese. Maybe GE could get tested for an allergy? If it is a known allergy, then in my opinion mom is abusing the son by being negligent, in my opinion. She putting him in danger by letting him eat something he is allergic while knowing about the threat of the food to her child. Parents are supposed to know better than to let a child eat something that, although they love, that makes them violently ill. Parents are supposed to put the kid's safety over the kid's wants. Also, I know sometimes people with lactose intolerance sensitivity, possibly from the cheese in the mac and cheese, have cheat days and deal with the consequences later, aka diarrhea and sickness a couple of hours or a day later, but to have such a quick and violent reaction? That makes me think it's potentially leaning towards an anaphylactic reaction like a commenter said below. Maybe not from the cheese specifically, even a different ingredient in this mac and cheese could be triggering this, but this kid needs to get this checked out as he may need an EpiPen. But that's not on original poster but the mom. Original poster, talk to your manager if you can, and if they see the family again ask if you or your manager could suggest the kid get tested for an allergy. It may not be your place to suggest that though, and there could be backlash from the mom, but I wanted to suggest that anyway, but mainly the manager part. If you talk to your manager first, then you have someone to back you up in case the mom gets salty and complains to them. I know a little kid who throws up because of whey protein in macaroni and cheese. This isn't uncommon, and that's like child abuse. Throwing up hurts. It can also damage teeth and the throat if done too much for too long. I would also think vomiting increased chances of aspiration versus not vomiting up your food. Poor kid. Oh crap, that too. If the stomach acid gets into the lungs, fearful face. I agree that it could be child abuse. My cousin's husband wheezed when he ate nuts. Doctors told his parents it was an allergy. His dad had asthma and wheezed. His parents were convinced it was asthma, not an allergy, and gave him food with nuts. He eventually went into anaphylaxis so bad he suffered a stroke when he was young. He is a wonderful man who has grown up struggling to walk or use his hand on one side. The stroke did a lot of damage. Knowingly giving your child an allergen is abuse in my opinion. It can kill them. Yeah, this is the strangest thing I've ever read. My 2-year-old is allergic to milk. He was 1 when we found out. We gave him a fruit pouch with yogurt, and he began violently vomiting, got lethargic, and we had to call 911. He's had 2 accidental exposures since then, and every time we freak the F out and have definitely never done it on purpose. His most recent exposure was over 6 months ago, and he developed a rash on top of the violent projectile vomiting. Allergies can get worse with exposure. This mom is either the stupidest person ever or a complete nut job. A normal mother would never put her child at risk, or even purposefully let them suffer like that. What the actual F? I mean, I'd be considering a call to CPS. This is terrible parenting. And knowingly poisoning your kid. The really super crafty part about this is that there's obviously something in it the kid is allergic to. He would not be puking that quickly after eating unless he was. Kids cannot be responsible for wanting things that are bad for them. That's what parents are literally for. So if this is a food allergy, this mom is knowingly poisoning her kid, although it sounds mildish, that's super effed up. Also, food allergies can get worse with repeated exposure. I never had anaphylaxis, until I did. I really think a call to CPS is warranted here. Note: if you ever get physically ill quickly after eating and also have symptoms involving other organ systems, sudden skin rash, respiratory, etc., get thee to an ambulance. When I worked in food service, and a customer had a nickname like the mac and cheese kid and I had to discuss something, and they got belligerent, I would look them dead ass in the eyes and go, we call you the family with the mac and cheese kid, right? We play rock paper scissors in the back to see who has to regrettably take your table. Whoever cleans up the puke that day usually gets taken out for shots by the rest of us. Do you want this to be how you are known here, or would you like a moment to reflect before ordering for him? If you tell someone their behavior is so infamous they're nicknamed in the restaurateur/hospital and then drop that truth bomb on them, they'll either get angrier, who cares, they were already angry and making a scene, or, at least half the time, they will be so effing embarrassed they shut up quick. He's not the mac and chunks kid? You guys are so polite. I get the feeling the kid loves mac and cheese, mom hates cleaning it up. Solution: let him have mac and cheese when they go out and someone else can clean up. I mean, that's definitely the most convenient solution for her. The real solution would be to take her kid to a doctor and get him tested for allergies and intolerances and then learn how to make /fine mac and cheese that doesn't make your child violently ill. That's crazy to me. Obviously the mom's behavior is reprehensible, but why would the child keep eating something that makes him sick? As a young child, I'd say I was 4 or 5, I ate these that almost instantly made me throw up. Afterward, I avoided caramel like the plague until well into my teens because just the thought of a repeat performance made me nauseous. How is the kid not being conditioned to hate mac and cheese if it makes him puke uncontrollably? Web link. If the food consistently makes him puke, then he's probably allergic to something in it, and repeated exposure is likely to aggravate that allergy. Potentially to the point where it triggers not just puking, but a fatal anaphylactic shock reaction. I feel that this constitutes abuse. My kid is allergic to shellfish. He throws up every time. We don't go anywhere he might be exposed to it, and we have to carry an EpiPen. This child seems to have a food allergy. If she doesn't address this, the kid could die. Not the butthole. Original poster. ETA, thanks for the award. The parents, don't just blame the mother, are using the restaurant deliberately as a way to give the child what the child wants, but to avoid having to clean up afterwards. Not the butthole if this has happened regularly. I can't even fault you for the phrasing being rude because honestly they might need a little rude to wake them up. And yeah, that your manager supported you. Original poster replies. I did feel a little bad after I thought about how I said it, but it had been a long and tough day of being slammed at the restaurant and I really did not have the patience to deal with a kid puking from mac and cheese. Edit/typo. Don't feel bad. What they are doing is basically child abuse. If you being sassy stopped an occurrence, it's all good. And I doubt you cussed at them, etc. I'm Dutch and customer service is very different here than it is in the US. To my Dutch ears, you were extremely polite and kind to them. If that mom had tried pulling off a stunt like that over here, things would have been very different. Second time it happened, she probably would have had to clean up the puke herself or getting banned from the restaurant. I'm in the US and I also think it's fine. Honestly, pretty ridiculous, awful by the mother. Definitely not the butthole. Even the thought of cleaning up someone else's vomit makes me want to puke. Next time, if the mom really wants to order the mac and cheese for her kid, tell her to bring in her own barf bucket, like my parents did for me as a kid who got carsick very easily, or have the mom contractually agree to clean up the mess herself or else face a $200 cleaning fee. JK, kind of. I think for legal and liability reasons, it is a good idea that you guys don't knowingly feed the kid something that makes him sick. I think for legal and liability reasons, it is a good idea that you guys don't knowingly feed the kid something that makes him sick. Also, because there are presumably other customers who don't want their meal ruined by a kid vomiting. I have a serious aversion to vomit and would end up adding to the mess, ruining my meal and that of everyone else at my table. It is massively inconsiderate to allow your kid to purposefully eat something that will make them vomit in a public place, let alone a restaurant where others are eating. Not the butthole. What is wrong with this lady? This kid obviously cannot tolerate it. Honestly, I'm a mom myself. I would have been mortified if my kid vomited in a restaurant. I know things happen, but to let this happen multiple times and think it's not a big deal is beyond me. These are idiotic type of people who don't believe in food, sensitivities, intolerances, and allergies. Not the butthole. Original poster. One birthday I took my daughter to our local cafe for a birthday lunch. She got so excited that 2 steps in the door she just threw up everywhere. I got her father to come and take her outside, and to get her a drink/clean her up a bit, while I helped clean up the cafe. It was mortifying, but more than that I was just worried about her. I wanted to get her home to rest ASAP. Anyway, we went back the next day and had her special lunch, thankfully incident-free, and everything was fine. I can't imagine anyone just feeding their kid something that would make them sick. There's something wrong with that parent. Surely that's a health hazard right now. Not the butthole. I think you handled it quite well. Original poster replies. I'm pretty sure it's a health hazard anytime, not to mention during a pandemic. Laughing out loud. Thank you for your service. Not the butthole. It's bad for you and it's bad for the kid's health. I'm glad your manager supported you. Not the butthole. This sounds more than reasonable. The parents need a reality check and need to learn to say no to their child. I'm glad your boss was on your side instead of being one of those scared the customer is always right bosses. So if the child wanted to play with matches or knives, it is fine because that's what he wants? She needs to be a parent and put her foot down. Geez. Not the butthole. Apparently you are a better parent than she is skeptical. Not the butthole. If this is a regular occurrence, which you and other employees have confirmed, with the manager on your side in this scenario, you have a right to refuse a form of service as long as you're not discriminating. In this case, your refusal seems rational and non-discriminatory for obvious safety reasons. So many questions. Why does mac and cheese make him sick? Is this a known allergy? Is the mom not concerned? Is it a dairy thing? Why does he want it if it makes him sick? Why does the mom let him order something that is going to make him sick? Who brings their child to a restaurant to puke? Why does she expect you to clean up after he keeps puking? Do they sit there after he pukes, or is that the cue to leave? Does she not have to clean his clothes? Does she have to feed him again if he just puked his dinner up? But mostly, WTF? Not the butthole. Original poster replies. It's not a dairy thing, because he eats the ice cream from the restaurant, and other cheese and dairy products fine. Original poster replies. I don't know why she would let him continue to eat it, and why he would continue to want to order it. Maybe it is an allergy of some kind, or just a sensitivity to something in the Kraft mac and cheese product. I don't know. He pukes. We clean it up, they continue their meal. This whole situation is bewildering to me and I have just as many questions as you. They continue their meal. WTF is wrong with family? Not the butthole. Not the butthole, and I'm glad your manager agreed, that could suck for you. Those parents are buttholes. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.